So it's been a little bit of time since I was doing the window frames, and I've now reprinted them. This time, however, I've printed them so that they are one long window. And what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to do 2 layers, so that the first layer will go on so that the walls will actually be 2 thick. And then what I'll do on the end is I'll do the window frame detail on the side once it's done, and once I can get measurements. So to do this, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to sandwich the plastic for the windows in between, and I'll put the doors on the very, very back. So the doors are going to look a bit sunk in. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly cut out all the holes in this length, and then I've got another shorter length for this side, and again I'll cut all the holes out in that one, and because we're going to have the glass and then the second layer. So the front wall is going to be 2 thick at the windows, and it's going to be 3 deep at the doors, but the doors are obviously going to be sunk in 3 deep, so there's going to be a bit of depth. The doors are actually going to go in slightly. That's one of the good things for the Netcard kits, is there is a bit of depth pre-built in. See, these ones, the window frames, are actually sunken in, and they're on a separate bit of card, so it gives them that bit of depth. You'll also notice while I was away, what I've done is I've put some white paper inside to the shops, just to bounce the LED light, and it also hides all the wiring. Doesn't need to be completely neat for that, but it just helps bounce the light.
So again, I'm just going to old corners. What I find while cutting out the doors particularly is the card becomes quite flimsy. So leaving the scrap card in the middle helps to keep a bit of strength while cutting the rest of the walls. So because they go right at the bottom, I'll leave those cross bar pieces on the doors till they're the very end, and then that'll keep some of the integrity of the card. I put the great these window frames are probably quite thick. They are about 2 or 3 millimeters wide, so but one of the shortcuts is all going to be to how it looks rather than having it perfectly to scale. The hope by sandwiching the card is that the shortcuts are going to be strong enough. So you can already see that card's starting to become quite flimsy and difficult to handle. That's the reason I want to have the 2 layers of card, is because that is extremely thin. I'll fix the window frames once it's all cut out. So see if I get those 2 layers out. It's just like the cards on that one, I'll fix that once I'll put them all out. The top paper, because it's going to have all the plastic, is coming off. I might actually just abandon the pencil section and paint the window frames. That might be an idea. I think the paper's just not going to have enough surface area.
So as you can see, even though I've left them fairly thick, it's still extremely delicate once it's actually cut out, and that's why I've changed my original plan of just having the individual window frames to being more of a front wall. The good thing with modelling is if you do make a mistake, you can just change your mind, and if I don't like the outcome of these window frames, I don't have to stick with them. I can change them back. I can go back to the original and build the actual shop fronts that should go on these. I just felt that they looked a bit too old-fashioned, and didn't quite look like they should belong on my layout. As I am sort of trying to look at modern image, and some of the Metcalf's. The Metcalf's okay for maybe the 60s, 70s, early 80s, but, and you know, quite rightly, these buildings are still about, but they're not about in the same way that they were in the 80s. They've had double glazing, they've had all sorts of other things added to them since then. That means that they don't look the way that they used to look. So as you can see, this paper is just coming off. So I think what I'll do is actually take this layer off, and then what I'll do is, once I've got them all doubled up, is I will paint them with the grey colour. I may even spray them with primer that I use, the Poundland stuff. As I found that that's no use for priming, but I'll do another video about that shortly. So I'm just trying to be extremely delicate with this window frame now. So as you can see, there's no way I would have got that with the individual fretwork that I kind of created on the first printouts. But that's the beauty of modelling and using paper and readily available modelling tools, is if it doesn't work, you can just say, right, that one didn't work, why didn't it work? And try it again. So yeah, now what I'll do is, now that I've got the doors and the windows all cut out, is I'll go away and I'll spray these with the grey primer. It is going to stop me doing this for a while that dries, but I think it's going to give me a better finish if I do that. And then I will glue it to, I'll glue the glass in, and again I'm just going to use this. I've almost got enough in a single sheet there. Glue the glass in and then put the second layer of card behind that, so you'll actually be able to look through the windows and see the windowsill on the other side. So that's now the shop front all together with the glazing sandwiched in between, which gives me a nice strong shop front, which has the modern look that I was after. So I'm just going to attach that, and then I'll start looking at adding on the signs. And just like the neck card kits, we then end up with lots of little pieces that we can use to pack. So as we see now, all I need to do is design the signs in the same way. Originally the signs were just to go above, but that now doesn't sit right, so I would want the signs to come and sit out a little bit. So I need at least 2 pieces of the card to pack out, and possibly even redo this roof section just so it comes over the top. And for that I might just use the other colour of card that I've got. So this is the white stuff, and I've also got the dark grey. So the dark grey kind of matches what we've got there. So I've just cut that into a manageable size piece. And we'll get the measurements. So that's going to be 2 centimeters by 12.5. I'm just building out the sort of capping stones on the wall. And then what I'll do is, to neaten off all of the front edges here, is I'll put a whiteboard where the signs are going to go, and then stick the signs onto that whiteboard. So we'll have the post office sign there, the Spar sign there, and then the whiteboard space. So I made this 1 centimetre. So what I'll do is I'll make board also 1 centimetre. And then again, this is going to be 12 and a half. And then that will just sit on the front there. I don't think I've quite got 12 and a half left. Oh, I do, I have just over 12 and a half. So there's a couple of little bits to touch up with some paint to remove white edges. But now we've got our signboards up, and then I can attach the modern signage to the front of the shops. And that's the exterior of these shops now modernised. And I'll cut this video here, and then I'll have another video looking at doing the interiors, making the interiors look for the upstairs like they're properly lived in, and actually fit out the shops downstairs. I might even also with this set of shops is change them from being low relief and add proper backs to them. Either that, or I will put just a back plane of card for the scene. The shops are actually quite large as they are, but it might be nice to have the double size. But I'll decide that in the next video.